On.
Welcome to the Toy Rewind Podcast with your hosts, the Brothers Newland. Now, let's talk toys.
Hello, everybody, and as always, I am Michael.
I'm John.
And I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Toy Rewind Podcast. Just a podcast where we look back at toy lines from our childhoods and yours and give you a little history lesson and some information about how that toy line was created and how it ended up in your household. This week, we are rewinding not too far back this week, just back to 1990, just, 31 years ago. Which is ridiculous if you think about it. And we're going to talk about a little toy line from Matchbox called Matchbox Cars. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Not Matchbox Cars. It is a toy line from Matchbox, but it's called Monster in My Pocket. That kind of caught me off guard that this was Matchbox when I saw that. Was not expecting that. So
Yeah, they do other things than just die-cast cars, yeah.
I mean, I get they do other things besides diecast cars. I don't know. I guess I didn't realize Matchbox was the toy company. I thought it was like that was like the line. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I ever realized that. So, all right, that's what we're going to talk about. But before we do that, John, can you run through our socials for us?
You really want me to run through them? I think I can slowly go through them, but
can you jog through it?
Yeah, maybe. All right.
Trot. You can trot through them.
Trot. How do you trot when you're talking? I don't know.
Skip, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. All right. So check our website out at toyrewindpodcast.com. You can also check us out on crossthestreammedia.com. Man, yeah. You can email us at toyrewindpodcast@gmail.com. Look us up on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. It's all Toy Rewind Pod. Facebook group. And YouTube is Toy Rewind Podcast. We do stream our toy box showcases when we have them to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Hopefully we'll have some of those here soon once we get some time from all the craziness. I know Mike work's been crazy and everything like that. So Michael's the same way. So it's kind of bummed us out a little bit not being able to do as much, but we'll get it all settled in with that. And then if you're listening, hopefully you know about our podcast bingo. If you don't, go to podcastbingo.com/toy rewind and play a little game as you're listening to us and get all those and see if you can get a bingo. If you do, email it to us or hit us up on Twitch or Twitter or Facebook and let us know that you got a bingo.
Instagram, whatever.
Instagram. Yeah, one of them. And then as always, keep a watch out for anything we do with our collector showcases as we stream different collectors and how they got into collecting and everything on our both ours and our friends over at Geek Together. So with their Geek Together Twitch channel.
Yep. Check them out. Lots of cool stuff. All right, we don't have a question this week. We just don't have one. Like, I think some of our listeners should send us some questions.
It's a good idea.
Great.
So we're going to have we usually spend about 5 minutes talking some kind of fun question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think since we haven't had any user or listeners send us, I've been web developing for too long. We haven't had any listeners send us any in the last couple of weeks, which isn't all on them. We also haven't mentioned it on socials or anything. So, but since nobody has, we're just going to have 5 minutes of silence.
I don't know if we can do that.
I can't do much more.
No,
so.
you can't do that. Okay.
No.
If you don't want us to have more silence, send us questions. Anything you want to know about us or you want to know, just send us questions. We will answer those questions in this space or in a space after we talk about the toys. We're going to switch it around a little bit here and there. But we are coming up. I do want to mention this. We are coming up next week is our Halloween episode. So I don't know if you guys remember last year we talked about Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, and it was really cool because it landed on our 13th episode. We talked about the real Ghostbusters. We had a giveaway. It was a lot of fun. And this year we are talking about
The fake Ghostbusters.
Or more Ghostbusters toys. We'll say that. Not the line, the real Ghostbusters. We're talking about all the kind of Ghostbusters toys as we would because it's Halloween. So looking forward to that episode and can't wait to record it this coming week. So if you have a Halloween type question, this is when you send it in to us because then we can answer it next week. So please do that. Send it over to us. And with that, Professor, you ready?
Yeah, let's get it going.
All right, let's rewind and get into it.
All right.
You can't do it, can you?
That still gets me on that. I think it seems like it should be a little bit longer.
Well, the thing is, you said my intro's too long.
Yeah, the intro.
The rewind is
not
too
long
short.
enough.
Yeah,
I can't please you.
You got to have a happy medium there.
Gosh. All right. Well, teach us, Professor.
All right. So we're gonna go back to 1990, like you said, by Matchbox. Monster in My Pocket. These are figures. You know, we spoke about was it Muscle way back when. These are kind of similar to Muscle, but these have they have numbers assigned to them, but they're points that you use as a game type thing. Whereas Muscle was just numerical ordered. It told you which number it was in the series. So, but this is kind of similar than that. Like I said, each monster was assigned a point value ranging. So go back to this is series 1. So they had several series throughout the years. So 1990 series 1 was released. Like I said, they have point value ranging from 5 points to 25 points. The higher the points value on the monsters, the more powerful the monster was. Also, the higher the points they were a little bit harder to find. They were a little bit rarer as you got up to the 25 point numbers. Let's see. These were, like I said, these were also used to play like a war style game. I know we talked about another line that I found some at Canton, a little trade state thing. It's similar to that. Yeah, the name is blanking on the top of my mind right this second. But we did talk about them where you just kind of throw them down and whoever's faced up, you added the numbers together. That's kind of how that game works. This is kind of similar to it. So the higher the points you had, you know, the stronger your guys were. So series 1 was released in different colors and 4 different colors. You had they were all either solid red, solid green, solid yellow, or solid purple. And each monster was released in multiple colors, but many of them were not released in all 4 colors. So they could have been produced in 3 colors or 2 colors, or a couple of them were, or a few of them were in 4 colors. There was 48 figures in the first series. And then series 1, later on in series 1, they were released in neon colors, which was same colors, just neon. So you had neon red, neon yellow, neon green, and neon purple. And then every monster was released in all 4 neon colors. So you had, depending on if the monster was released in the original 4 colors and these, you would have 8 monsters. But like I said, most of them were not, so you had less than 8 different colors. But they were all produced in the neon color, all 4 neon colors. So another thing was certain colors on the neon ones were only released in certain countries. So you had to kind of search online or whatever after it started coming up, you know, late 90s. Like I said, this was 90, so it was kind of hard to get all your colors if you were a completist back in the early 90s. So there was also premiums released in other colors as well. there was a pine green color, a cayenne color, a pink, light orange, and then there was a glow in the dark. These premiums came with various memorabilia such as battle cards. There was a board game, and there was also 24 packs where some of these were released in the 24 packs.
So these kind of remind me, and I have this other one. It's not one of the monsters in my pocket or monster in my pocket, but it's like these were created with the same thing, like Magic, the card game.
Yeah.
But these came out first. So instead of going with figures, Magic switched over to cards so they could easily be, I guess, transported and stuff.
And you carry them around a lot easier.
Right. So, but that's what it really brought up to me. And I know Magic was brought out in '93, so these were 3 years before that. So I wonder if that's how they kind of got an idea for it.
Yeah. Some of these figures, we'll just talk about some of them. Like the number one, he's called Great Beast. He's a multi-headed looking dragon type creature. And then you had a Hydra. There was a werewolf in this series. Let's see who else we got. A Behemoth. There's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's a Cyclops. Triton, which we were talking about this earlier before recording. The Triton actually on the list where each pack came with a little paper that listed all your characters on it, and the Triton on that piece of paper he had a trident in his hand, whereas the actual figure when it was released it didn't have the trident.
Right.
So I'm kind of guessing maybe because it's kind of pointier. So it didn't have. They took that off, I guess.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few, figure lines and have to remove things like that. Anything that's pointy.
I don't know. I mean, looking at it, I think it's something that just didn't come out of the mold as well as what the picture.
Maybe so. It was
made
smaller.
The first ones.
Yeah, it may have been. Yeah. Another creature, monster. You had a Kraken. There was the monster, which kind of looks like Frankenstein.
Yep.
There's a Baba Yaga, which is some kind of witch that's coming out of a pot or a cauldron or something like that. You had a Colacu, which is a Aztec type monster. Another thing about this line is a lot of these monsters are from different areas of the world. So they're not just.
Well, they reach into like the Greek, and
because you've got Cyclops, and it's just interesting. You got Cyclops and Zombie and Mad Scientist,
right?
Yeah.
The Mummy, just a goblin,
Egyptian, everything. So
the Behemoth, he is actually a Jewish type monster. What it's listed on his card. The Griffin is a medieval European monster. Actually, had Tyrannosaurus Rex. We all know where that came from. There was.
I don't know if I would consider him a monster though.
Spring-heeled Jack.
Where'd you see that one?
Spring-heeled Jack.
Yeah, there's Spring-heeled Jack. Is he more of like a British?
I kind of see like he's kind of like
English,
kind of fits in the same time as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. You have Tengu, who is a Japanese beast. He's like a winged beast. Well, this is what it says on his description. Winged beast capture those who are in the forest after dark. So he's a humanoid bird is what he is.
You should really be careful out there on the pasture, Michael.
Yeah. So
I mean, there's no forest around me.
Well, this guy lives in the Japanese mountains and forests, so there's nothing around here.
COVID, maybe he's traveling. He's been in the forest so long, he decided to travel and get out of Japan.
Yeah. So, I mean, they draw from all different kind of things. Like the Jotun troll, he's from Scandinavia.
I was wondering if that's where he was from,
So,
like Scandinavian Norway or something like that.
Yeah. This one as well. Some of these showed up with, on the back of them, they have the numbers. Like I said, this troll actually had some of them came with a star on it. And when you would find this figure with the star, you would meld it in, and you would get a $50 gift pack of these Monster in My Pocket. So you get $50 worth of that. So by mailing this in, and actually, if you didn't know to think about the future, how much it would cost now anyway for it, because they are hard to find, kind of rare. So it's if you thought about it, you'd keep it back then, and now I don't. It's worth quite a bit more now than your $50 worth of
Right.
Monster in My Pocket figures.
So it says on that, keep your eyes peeled and win a mystery grab bag of Monsters in My Pocket toys, or Monster in My Pocket toys. Sorry, I keep making that plural. Hidden in every 10 Matchbox Monster in My Pocket packages is a secret monster which has a special star branded on its back. Instead of the usual point value, if you capture it, send it to the address below and we'll return it with your mystery grab bag of Monster in My Pocket toys, retailed valued at over $50.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I mean, if you find one of these, it's probably well more than $50 for this one.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah. Here's another one that's we're talking about different where these are from, different places around the world. You had Manicore. He's got a lion's body, a human head, poison spikes that can shoot like arrows. He's a humanoid / animal type thing. He was, and his description says he's 12 feet long. He's over 2,000 years ago, or he was born over 2,000 years ago in India. He lives deep beneath the desert in the Middle East. So just drawing from different areas around the world, from all these different cultures and stuff, is where they drew from all these. So the Karnak, he's from Egypt. Like I said, the Cotilicue, he's Aztec. So I just think it's pretty neat where they draw all these things, from the different cultures. So
I like
Bigfoot.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the last couple of weeks we've talked about a lot of like the Universal and the classic monsters of Dracula and the monster of Frankenstein and
the Mummy and Dracula.
We've talked about those. Yeah. But this is like you said, it's different cultures. It's not just saying, hey, look at these few monsters. Like they're just picking stuff from all kinds of places.
And
I brought
up this Baba Yaga earlier. She's from Russia.
The Baba Yaga. Yes.
Yeah. It says the description: flies in a pot to stir up storms and hurricanes to catch victims.
I believe
it was born in Russia during the 12th century.
I believe the Baba Yaga also has a house that has chicken legs.
The house has chicken legs?
Yes. I know this from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. And then you have you have Kali, which is from India. It's a Hindu goddess of destructive forces with skin that sheds like a snake. Some of these, I know they had some issues with a few of these figures. I think this was one, because in other cultures they put these in as monsters in this line, and some of these other cultures don't
see them as monsters.
Don't see it as monsters. So they had an issue. So some of these figures were actually recalled in certain areas of the world and certain countries because
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
of the culture and stuff. What didn't agree with what Matchbox said these were. So
yeah,
that's pronounced Kaylee. Kaylee is how she's pronounced.
How about that rock? It's Arabian. An enormous scavenger bird big enough to carry off 2 elephants. That's a monster.
That is
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, pretty good size.
I mean, if you think about how big that is, that's
You get the Jotun troll. Like, I mean,
these are all pretty cool. I really like this. I like, talking about how these were set up for the game.
I will tell you this: there is one, the monster.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's a mix of Frankenstein and a troll.
Yeah,
kind of mixed together.
Mm-hmm. And then you have this one here that I'm looking at is Hanover. It's a huge head with many rows of teeth and legs. On its snout is a lure to catch prey. It's some kind of reptilian serpent. It's from the 16th century from Belgium. So
The the Bigfoot is very interesting also.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would consider the Bigfoot as a monster. I'm like,
Well, yeah. Wendigo. There's a hobgoblin.
Last time I checked, that's not what Hobgoblin looks like. Hobgoblin rides a little floaty thing and chases Spider-Man.
Stasis. Yeah, I think it's a different hobgoblin.
Oh, okay.
There's a goblin. There's hobgoblin and goblin. There's a Medusa.
What is a red cap?
Red cap is I just passed it on my list.
Yeah, that's what I was.
A red cap is Scottish.
I'm sorry. A red cap is a little old ugly man with fiery red eyes.
He's an evil goblin who lives in old ruins and dyes his cap with blood. That's a red cap.
That's their description.
Oh my gosh.
And he's from 16th century Scotland. So yes, it's pretty cool. I just like the fact that they drew from all different cultures to get all
these molds, a lot of detail.
Yeah,
they do.
I am surprised. Even this other game that you got, and with the muscle figures, like I'm surprised at how much detail they get in these little guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've seen other figures that just don't, like, are twice, 3 times the size, don't have the detail.
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sculpting is pretty cool, pretty good in these guys here. Yeah.
Oh, the ghost.
The ghost is pretty cool when it's holding its head up.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. There's also a zombie in this series. Like I said, there's 48 figures in this first series. So,
there's a vampire and a vampiress.
Mm-hmm.
The ghoul.
The ogre.
The Phantom of the Opera there. Mad Scientist, like we mentioned that one earlier. The Winged Panther, the Mummy. I mean, these things are awesome. These are. Why didn't we have any of these?
I don't know why we didn't get any of these. I guess I don't know. I guess I was getting out of the phasing into high school type stuff, and I don't know what John was doing. You were in your turtles, turtle mode.
I was turning 10 this year when they came out, so
yeah. So
maybe it's the fact I couldn't take them apart. I didn't get interested in them. I don't know. I like to take stuff apart.
I don't know.
You had that problem.
So move on to series 2. This was released in 1991. This one had 24 figures in it. It was released in the U.S. and some areas of Europe, whereas series 1 was released worldwide, pretty much. And I think because of some of those, like I mentioned, some of those cultures that didn't agree with what Matchbox said was they used their different kind of deities and stuff like that for theirs. They didn't agree with it, so that's why they got recalled. Series 2 was only released in the U.S. and some areas of Europe. So there was only 4 colors in Series 2. There was orange, blue, green, and pink, and all the figures were produced in all 4 colors. There were 6 that were glow in the dark as well. You had the Gorgon, the Ectoplasmic Phantom, Elbow Witch, Bloody Bones, Dryad, and Undine were all produced in a glow-in-the-dark color as well. The point values were raised to 10 to 30 points for this release. And this was the last series to be monocolored, which was one single color. Now, Series 3, we'll talk about this here in a second. It wasn't much of a series, but they were also monocolored as well. But these also had several of these monsters had name changes as well. I think because some of the names and stuff they used in other countries they didn't like. So like Wymir, his name was changed to Frost Giant. Gollum was changed to Clayman. Scorpion Man was changed to Human Scorpion. Sebek was changed to Crocodile Man. Dryad was changed to Forest Dweller, and Undine was changed to Sea Maiden. So they made some changes with the names after they produced them.
So I was looking at these, the Jabberwock.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard it referred to as a Jabberwock. I've always heard it referred to as a Jabberwocky.
Yeah, I've always heard Jabberwocky as well.
So I don't know if that's just an American thing or whatever.
So,
but
also, Series 2, you actually have the dragon. Now, Series 1 had 2 different dragons in it, but they weren't referred to as dragons because they had either multiple heads or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So this one actually just brought in the dragon. And then one that I saw that was pretty cool. What was it? Oh, I was looking at I'm going to completely bash this name, but the Ganesha, the big elephant.
Yeah, you butchered that.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
I would have also, so I'm not gonna say. I just know that you butchered it.
Ganesha, or however you want to say it. But I mean, I'm sure that's probably another one that, over in India, it probably had to be renamed.
I am happy. I'm happy that they got the Loch Ness Monster in here since we had Bigfoot on the other one. The Loch Ness Monster in this one.
Got Loch Ness Monster.
So you mentioned on this one, Michael, that these got increased in point value for the game to 30, whereas Series 1, the top was 25 points, and I think there was 4 that were 25 pointers.
I think so, yeah. Let's see. This one, looking at this one, is Taresque. It's French, has a lion's head, 6 bear claws, spikes down his back, and a viper's tail. He's from the 3rd century in Asia Minor. So he's a creepy little thing here. Another one's kind of funny looking to me is Bishop Fish. He's a giant sea creature who can cause storms and capsize boats. So he's from the Middle Ages is where he's actually from.
Hey, John, do you want to try that elephant name again?
No.
Try it. Tell me. I don't remember what you said.
Ganesha?
It's Ganesha.
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 I said nah. I did an A and said Ganesha.
So
that's another one.
You didn't butcher it. We were wrong.
That's another one that I think got recalled later because it's a Hindu Hindu thing. So they're pretty sensitive about their religious stuff over there, and they didn't like this one at all.
Right.
Okay. Then you had this one also had Hearn the Hunter. He's from England. He's kind of looks like a moose. Got a moose head. Clad in deer skin and a stag skull helmet. Okay, it's the deer helmet he's wearing. So yeah, but the like I said, the Gorgon was in glow in the dark, and the Ectoplasmic Phantom was glow in the dark as well.
What's an elbow witch?
I don't know.
Is that a witch with elbows?
I guess so. I'm scrolling down to that. I got a list of all these on here. So
It's in Elginakian Indian. I can't even say that first one. Very sneaky woman with sharp knives or awls for elbows.
Interesting.
So it's like the bone protrudes out the elbow, and she could stab you or something, you know.
Mhm. You got another one's kind of weird. You got Bloody Bones. You know, he's from England. He lives in caves and holes of England. That's what it says for him. So,
Um,
I like Swamp Beast.
yeah.
I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce this.
Which one?
Nekalaviv.
Nekleviv.
Nekalaviv. I Google just told me how to say this. Okay, this is a demon horse
Yeah.
Yep.
with a.
It's Scottish. A horse-like creature with one eye, a human torso on its back, and no skin.
That is kind of creepy looking.
How do you hold everything together if you don't have skin?
I don't know. I guess if you're some kind of monster creature like that, I guess you can. So.
Okay, so these are. I love it. I want these.
So, Michael, I mean, I know we got 2 more series that were released here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess we can keep
Let's
going.
move on to Series 3.
Yeah, Series 3. This one was just released. It was released in 1992. It was only North American release. So it had 9 different figures. These were basically promotional pieces being distributed by Big Boy restaurants in the U.S. and then Shreddy cereal in Canada is where you got these from if you were in Canada. So
wait, Shreddy's cereal.
Shreddy's cereal.
I'm gonna have to ask Nate about that one.
Yeah, they got just basic names. It's probably like shredded wheat. It's probably what it was. So, but up there, they don't have fancy names for their cereals. They're just pretty basic names. So, but the colors that came in Shreddies was orange, green, blue, and pink. And then the Big Boy restaurants, they came in purple, orange, green, and pink. And then there's one exception was the Bleme. I guess how you say that. Don't know how you pronounce his. But he was
Lemier.
Yeah. He was released only with the Nintendo Entertainment System video game. So the Nintendo game is the only way you got him. Now the Shreddies, all the figures that came in Shreddies were soft rubber, whereas the Big Boys, there was 4 that were soft rubber and 4 that were hard plastic. The hard plastic was Leviathan, Anubis, Centaur, and Siren. Those were a harder plastic for those 4.
Hey, John, I'm going to correct Michael. It's Anubis.
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 I didn't hear him.
You said Anubis.
Anubis. It's Anubis.
I only correct you because you usually correct us.
Yeah.
So the Leviathan is cool, although this looks like a serpent.
Yeah,
and I believe a Leviathan. I mean, I've always been taught it was like a crustacean, lobster, crab type animal.
I always thought it was kind of a serpent type thing.
So I mean, that maybe it's just
yeah,
and maybe it's both. Maybe it's just like whatever. The Leviathan's cool. Again, we have another we've got the abominable snowman. So
yeah,
we've got the Yeti, we've got the Bigfoot, and we've got Loch Ness all within the first 3 series. So Anubis is great. I was about to get to that one. Anubis is great. So we got some Greek stuff in here. Let's see, where is that?
Anubis is Egyptian, not Greek.
I mean Egyptian.
Yeah.
I was seeing
if we were paying
pyramids.
attention.
Yeah, I was seeing pyramids and not thinking. I was just said it wrong way. Jimmy Squarefoot,
an evil humanoid with a pig's head.
I mean, it sounds like an ogre with a name.
Yeah,
interesting. The Blimey.
Yeah, that's all it says. It doesn't even give a description on the other page I'm looking at.
Yeah, this one doesn't. The one I'm looking at doesn't either. It just says it's 35. He was born 3,500 years ago in Ethiopia. So, and
But it looks like
his
a headless.
habitat is North America.
It looks like a headless bodybuilder.
Well, the head sags in front of his torso, so it's kind of
Well,
does he?
yeah,
Okay.
what
it looks like his shoulders are higher than his head is what it is.
Actually,
What it is,
Michael, the description I'm reading, it says this terrible beast has no head. His mouth, eyes, and nose are in his chest.
Okay, yeah.
So
Okay, I see that
So
now.
his chest is its. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Wow.
he always carries a knife made of gold that he has the power to destroy any living creature. Generally, they will be accompanied by a terrible sandstorm. If he attacks you, get into a lake or river because this monster cannot keep their heads above water.
It
He doesn't
has
have a head.
It doesn't have a head, so that's funny. Yeah. So okay. So that one was only released with the video game, Nintendo game. So there's also after this series, you know, that like I said, they're all got numbers to them. So number 82 to 96, these guys were never released and are known as the lost monsters. Sorry.
Michael's got chuckled up.
What was that? Okay. these were known as the Lost Monsters. So number 82 to 96 were Lost Monsters. They do have names for these monsters because they were cards that were made for the Sonrix card series, and so they actually did have names. So there was Achilles, Anku, the Banshee, Katarina, the Djinn shapeshifter, Genie, Grendel, Harry Bogart, the Headless Man. Horus, Koph Sphinx. I guess that's an Egyptian one. Hadig, Jabalius, Skyapod, Talus, and Troll. So those 15 were never produced as figures. They were just in the cards in the card game.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So, all right. So if we want to move on to Series 4, which was actually Series 3 in the UK because UK didn't get that Series 3 release, which was the promotional pieces that we just talked about. So here in the US, this was the last series that was released in the US and North America, and were the first series that were painted. So these were larger than previous series, so they were a little bit bigger figures,
Nice.
and they were more squishy. So it was more of a softer rubbery plastic.
More squishy.
These these look like because they're two different colors or three different colors. Like they look like they're protos to me.
Yeah, they kind of look like protos. Yeah, because you see with just the bright colors they have, the odd colors they have for these creatures. Like
the solid ones don't give me that prototype feel that these do.
So if you get like one that's green, I mean that's purple, it may have a green head and yellow feet, or there's one. What is this one? This one is the Hongan, also known as the undead zombie. He's yellow, but he's got red pants, and a bright red pants, and a green hat. So, and some of these colors, when they painted the secondary colors on them, some of the secondary colors would actually run onto the main colors, and it looks kind of sloppy in some areas.
Right.
But you do look at, they still do keep the detail of the first 3 series, but you don't. But the colors are just kind of weird. They don't look quite as scary with these bright colors on them.
No.
So
I think it dulls down some of the details because of the different colors and stuff.
It does. Yeah. It does. Yeah.
I mean, you got the Poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
You've got this one's kind of weird. Wild Man of China. The Imp's pretty cool.
Yeah. And you have the Charun, which is also known as Sledgehammer. Some of these have got 2 different names.
Astaroth, which is a spider.
Yeah.
With looks like a human head.
A supernatural demon who tempts mortals with the easy life and lures them into his web.
Yeah. It is a creepy
Re-released
looking
as the
spider.
mutant spider. So it's
Yeah.
got a double name.
Mm-hmm. These were, going back to the point systems, these had either greater points. They were increased from 50 to 100 points.
Oh, wow.
And then also the 100-point monsters were made in glow-in-the-dark green or glow-in-the-dark dark yellow. All the other points less than 100 did not have the glow-in-the-dark feature. So if you had a 100-point one, it came with the glow-in-the-dark body as well. So
Yeah, it's either yellow or green rubber, glow in the dark.
yeah. And if you're looking at them, when you look at these figures, the glow-in-the-dark figures, I think we talked about this with one of the Universal monsters. The glow-in-the-dark features, you can't see the detail as well as you can in your solid colors.
Yeah.
Right.
So these were colors that were used. Your main colors were green, purple, red, and yellow. And like we said, there were added details were painted on. To like we're looking at the mutant spider here. There's a green glow in the dark one has a red head, and 4 of his legs are black. So you just kind of, it looks like they just kind of painted different things, different colors is what it kind of seems like to me. So
I'm just curious. Did you see anything in your research about why they picked these colors?
no,
Just what they had, probably.
it's just probably what they had around.
This is what was on sale.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Somebody
I
went to
can
the
get
store.
this in bulk. We're going to do
Yeah.
that. It's only
Somebody
going to
went to
cost
the
me
store,
cents.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at the Alu, ALU,
mhm.
also known as Bag of Bones. Interesting that there was a solid yellow one, and then there was a yellow one with the red little, I don't know, front part, like maybe his chest or something. And then there was a yellow one with the red chest and a green bandana. And then there was a purple one with a green chest and yellow bandana. Like it looked like somebody just didn't paint all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there, I don't think I said this a while ago, but there in this series 4, there was 24 different figures in this one. So
yeah.
So, but like I said, they add up. Like we talked about muscle. You know, you had all the different colors for each figure, and it just adds up to just a bunch of different. If you're looking for all the variations, that's a lot of different figures.
Now, were the numbers random on them, Michael? Or like if you got a wild man of China, was he always going to be the same number?
He was always going to be the same point value. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talking the game and stuff, you know, these were come out. There's a board game. There's everything else. But when you're looking at just kids out there playing, you'd literally walk up and be like, all right, I got one in my pocket. And then you draw and see who won. You know, the one with the highest points would win. Now, I don't know. Hey, if we play, it's whoever wins takes the loser's monster or something. I don't know. But, you know, like I said, I didn't have these, but that's how I would think I would play.
If
I pull it out of my pocket and I beat you, I'm taking your monster and it's now mine.
if that's how you play, I would make sure I had the highest point value always in my pocket. So, I mean,
well, right. But if you play around and you have to set it down, then you're like, all right, let's go again. How many do you got in your pocket? I got 5, so we're gonna play 5 rounds.
Okay. Yeah. If you got more than one in your pocket, then it'd just be random which one. Yeah, I see that. So, yeah, I think this line's a pretty cool line. There's more after this series 4. They had a bunch of other releases. They were all European, overseas releases. They weren't here in North America. The first, like I said, the first 4 series were only released were released in North America, whereas the rest after Series 4 was not. There's a ton of different ones, and they're pretty cool. There's so many figures. It's crazy, and once you get into the Series 5, 6, 7 on up like that, they're harder to find here because, like I said, they're all European or UK and stuff over there. They weren't here in the US, so they're harder to find for us here. So, but
So I know we're not going to talk about the other series, but where did I have it? I had it up here. There was Series 5 and
Super
6.
creepy.
Yeah, so Series 5 and 6 were both done by Matchbox.
mm-hmm.
And then it changed in Series 6, or part of Series 6 was done by Secret Skeletal.
Yeah. So Secret Series 5 was called Super Creepies. They're more Insects. That's what these are.
Mm-hmm.
And then Series
6 was
Series
dinosaurs.
6 was dinosaurs. So
Okay.
it had different
Series
dinosaurs.
6B, which also says the Matchbox,
Yeah.
was skeletal dinosaurs. So they had the skeleton painted on the outside of the dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had Series 7, which was done by Matchbox. Series 8, later dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got into Monster Wrestlers, Sports Stars, Ninja Warriors, Hardy Dinosaurs, and Bulgarian Wrestlers. It seems like they just really went niche there with that last one. So there's a lot. And then also early 90s, we got a video game for the NES.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of cool. Actually, remember the case. I think I ever played it, but I remember this looks familiar. Done by Konami. That means the Konami code will work on it. Yeah, the game.
I think I remember seeing it. I don't remember playing it. So
Series 7 was Aliens, is what Series 7 was.
Oh, Series 7 is Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just says Matchbox on the list that I had, just who made it. So, but yeah, these guys are pretty cool. I would like to go back and play the game, the Monster in My Pocket game. I wonder if it's on Switch. I bet it's not because it's Konami. But,
probably.
But yeah, you get into your wrestlers and your sports stars. I saw one. There was a Tony the Tiger, so I'm sure there's serial promotions in them. A lot of these, there was a lot of different. But like I said, there's a lot of them that were. I mean, all these are European after Series 4, 5 through however many, 11 I think there was. They were all over in Europe. So, but
interesting thing, I was just reading about the game. It says the Asian release of this game is titled Batman and Flash, and is basically a ROM hack of the game where the main playable characters are replaced with Batman and the Flash.
Okay.
So interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah.
I don't know how I don't know. Now I want to really know how this game is played. If they turn it into a Batman Flash game,
right?
We may have to find a copy of it and hook up one of our old NESs and play it.
I have one out here if it works. I haven't looked it up to really play.
I think that one does work, John.
You said it did when you gave it to me. I just haven't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I mean, they also did it looks like there was a TV series. I mean, this really blew up and did a bunch of other stuff with Monster in My Pocket. Sorry.
Yeah, we keep trying to make it plural because it sounds.
There's so many of them. Why would it not be? And you can put more than one in your pocket.
Yeah, right.
So,
no, I think this is a cool little line. If you want to get into something, these little small figures, and see if you can collect all of them, I think it'd be a pretty cool little challenge to do.
If you want to get into
there are some that are pretty high priced, and there are some that are pretty cheap too. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want to get into collecting these, I've seen them all anywhere from a couple dollars to $40, $50 a piece.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a little crazy, but you can get. Also saw some lots of them for not so bad. So, not terrible.
Right. So, I mean, you're looking at it. So, Series 7 goes through number 184, but we know that there's 15 of them that were never released in Series 3. Plus all the other stuff we've kind of talked about. So, I mean, there's a few hundred different ones to collect.
Yeah, so the last one in Series 4 that we just talked about is Imp. He's number 120, and there's 15 that weren't produced, so that would be
105.
There'll be 105 different figures through the North American releases,
Right.
the first 4 series. So 105, and then you have the multiple colors on them as well. So I mean, some of them's got 8 to anywhere from 3 to 8 colors. So
Yeah, are
so
you going
there's
for
a lot
every?
of there's
Are
a
you
lot
going to
of
go for every color for every one of them, or are you just going to go for every one?
I think you should just go with every one, unless you're psycho. All right, so we need to rank these and put these on our board. I think we've all three have said these are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick in the top 10 here, just unless you guys tell me to scroll down. But I feel like I don't know. Are you trying to look under the list, Michael? The list does not continue underneath the screen.
The way my screen is, I can't. The numbers are so light, I can't see the numbers. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put these at number. Let's put them number 8.
And he froze up as he said that. Are you still there, Michael?
Yeah.
I'm still here. Can you not see me? You hear me?
No, your
you
screen's
froze up.
frozen, but you're still there if we can hear you.
So
We're good.
you're going
All right.
8. John is going 8.
I'm
John's
going 8. I
I'm going
that.
10. I'm going 10. I really like these. These are cool, but I can't imagine trying to get all of them. So 8, 8, and 10. I think that's a pretty good. That's a pretty list. Yeah, he's stuck.
Yeah, I see where my camera clicked off somehow or another. So.
Well, at least we can still hear you. All right. Anything else we want to add to this?
Oh, he left.
He's in the stream with audio only. Are you still there, Michael?
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
You just disappeared, which is kind of weird.
Okay.
All right. Anything you guys want to add about these?
No, I mean, again, as me and Michael have been saying, I think these are pretty cool. I definitely would like to check out the NES game.
Yeah.
And see what it was about for sure.
Yeah, it seemed pretty cool. Yeah.
I think if we could get that NES game, and even if it is on the Switch, like if it's on there or something, I think it would be fun just to play and see how it works. Also, I want to play the Batman version.
Right.
Because I mean, why not, right?
But I think one of the biggest things, I know we've talked about a lot of monsters the last couple of weeks because it is October and stuff coming into Halloween, but for the coverage of monsters, this one covers, it's a lot.
I think this one wins.
Yeah.
And I said it before. I just like the different cultures they bring into this line.
Yeah. That they actually, it's not just one culture. It's
worldwide. Yeah.
They try to pull a little bit.
Over.
Even though it may have upset some of them because they were categorized as monsters, but they were trying to include everything into it. Everybody, every little thing. So it was pretty cool.
I think they did a really good job. They win on the monsters to me.
Yeah.
And being inclusive, even though people didn't like that they were, calling things or whatever. But nope, you're still frozen. But I think the addition.
Oh, my picture came back. Okay.
Of all of these. I mean, where else are you going to find a Baba Yaga figure?
Right.
So, all right. Well, I think that about covers everything. Okay. Well, let's go through this. So, over on social medias, John listed all of them earlier. Be sure you're following us on all those: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I don't even have them in front of me. There's a list of them. You can find that list of them on our website at toyrewindpodcast.com or over on crossthestreamsmedia.com. Our partners in podcasting. Also, while you're out on all those, be sure you follow with our partner Geek Together. Pretty much just search Geek Together. If you see a purple figure with looks like a bathroom guy and a bathroom girl, like the figures, that's them. follow them because that's where we do our collector showcases. And we will have those coming up, trying to get schedules and dates. It's going to be hard as we get more into the holidays also. So hopefully we'll have that coming soon. While you're there, be sure you check out, we've got merch. We've got the ability, you can leave us a message over on Cross the Streams Media. You can leave us a rating and review. Please do that. If you leave us a rating and review, John will send you stickers because he found his stickers.
All right.
So John will send you those. We'd love to get them out for you. While you're over on Cross the Streams site, crossstreamsmedia.com, or any of their socials, be sure you check out some of our partner podcasts with them, like the Dorksman, the SDS Guys, Secondary Heroes, 3 Beers and a Mic, the Movie Gap, the Dan Aykroyd podcast, the Burt Reynolds and Charles Bronson podcast, Front Row Negative, The Art of the Boar, and Beering Ain't Easy. Lots of great podcasts, lots of great content coming out of Cross the Streams Media. So be sure you check that out. And we're super excited to be part of it. Like I did mention, the iTunes ratings review. If you can leave us one of those, a 5-star review. If you want to leave us a 4-star review, John will not send you stickers, and we will actually hunt you down and make you change it to a 5-star review. So please leave us a 5-star review. That's what helps us.
Anyone down.
That's what helps us the most. If you're in Canada, we will send our Canadian friends after you. All right. I don't have anything to add on these except for how super cool these are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I like them. The detail and everything they put into them are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I would have got into these because I think the game aspect of it, just playing around with them and stuff like that, and cards and stuff. I think it would have been cool.
You mentioned Magic, and we were both into Magic, John. So
yeah,
I think it would have been a lot of fun to have these. So definitely, if I ever see any around, I will grab them because I like them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know they re-released some of these in different options and stuff.
They did. There was, I did see there were releases through the early 2000s. I don't know how new or how much more stuff on there, but yeah. So, all right. Well, then this has been episode 60. It's a big number, guys. 60 episodes. Which that means there's 60 different toy lines that we've talked about pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, throw-ins, throwbacks, or knockoffs, and McDonald's in there every once in a while, but that's doing pretty good. I've enjoyed it. Let's keep going. All right. Well, then, on behalf of the Brothers Newland here at the Toy Rewind Podcast, play on.
You've been listening to the Toy Rewind Podcast. Follow and join in the conversations at toyrewindpodcast.com.